final table at the 2024 World Series of Poker Main Event is tantalizingly close.
Sometimes you make it deep in the main. So when you do, the rail comes out.
The bracelet. The glory. The $10 million. All within reach. Day 8 can merge dreams with reality. For Yegor Moroz. For Kristen Foxon. For all those lucky enough to have chips.
This level is my life. I would say that I'm rooting for you, but that would be a lie.
We need a river.
Foxon can't bear to look.
Oh my God, it is the ace. Go on, Chrissy.
9 players are about to reach their final destination. It is oh so close.
All in and call at our other table. Jordan Griff with queens. Jesse Bryant, big stack, called him with trays and flopped a tray.
I love it.
Yeah, Griff came in as the second shortest stack. So it was about that time for him. Unfortunate run out so far. Can he get lucky on the river?
Griff works out of Scottsdale for Meta, formerly Facebook, project manager there, and looking for help at the end, and he finds it. Oh my gosh, the river card has been quite nasty the last few days here.
Clearly, Griff had his one time saved up.
Wow, so Griff will retake his seat.
As is the case often at the main event, the river card saving so many main events. We saw that happen yesterday with Brian Kim and Kristen Foxon, and now Griff sees the wonder of the queen.
6 is a premium hand.
Hernandez all in with 6s.
6.
Another shorter stack here, Gonzalez with ace-king suited. It is Gonzalez who has covering stack. Hernandez at risk.
My favorite hand. My favorite spot. 6s.
Sixes.
Andres Gonzalez awaiting. No ace, no king.
Gonzalez in for almost his entire short stack.
Yes, cabrón. Un 10. Me gusta un 10, cabrón. Me gusta un 10.
One card to
Me gusta un
come.
10, cabrón. Me gusta un 10,
Hernandez
cabrón.
hanging on with the 6s.
Oh.
Oh, wow, and he got counterfeited on the finale, Norman. You have to look at that rule.
I told you, nothing uglier than when you get counterfeited, and here for his main event life on day 8.
Wow.
That's something to take note of. Most players probably would just be minning off of his stack. But Otero here picks up a huge hand.
Guillermo Otero, originally from Spain, living in Manchester, UK.
That's what I mean. If I can influence, let's say, oh, because they're going to take the guy in front of me. If I can understand that, they might take me.
All in? Hey, it's all in. All in call.
All in call.
Bryant decides to raise call off here with Queen Jack offsuit. And luckily he's live.
But not ahead.
Now the 45-year-old, a 2-to-1 underdog here for his main event life.
Otero looking to extend his birthday celebration from yesterday here with a knockout.
Corazón, corazón.
And that is a bad sight for the 5-time circuit ring winner.
Otero flopping top pair, goes back to the rail, waiting for the accolades. Bryant looking for some sort of miracle here.
It's not there.
And it's not there indeed. He is drawing dead and eliminated. 17th place, Jesse Bryant, self-employed, loves his life in Arkansas outdoors. 5 circuit rings will not work its way to a bracelet. Right, monster hands. Tamayo all in with aces. Otero was the 4-better with ace king.
45 million in the middle. Tamayo at risk.
Ooh. What do they say? Never easy. It is 2 diamonds out there as well. Tamayo squirming in his seat. Safe card.
Taking out all that anxious energy on that swivel chair.
Right. Otero looking for a queen to knock out Tamayo. Jonathan looking for a big pot. Very safe river as Tamayo comes through with a big double up.
Up to 45 million. And Otero cut down to 12 big blinds.
Raised to 2 million.
He's queen suited, Kristen Foxon.
And Coelho has been somewhat active, but with fairly reasonable holdings, so I wouldn't necessarily peg him as a player who's been overly active or somebody who's necessarily trying to bully people around. Definitely worthy of coming along to see a flop.
Coelho's good with that. 16.5 million up for grabs pre-flop. And a queen in the window for Kristen Fox.
Wow. 2 diamonds,
2 diamonds
for
also.
Coelho. You see how close the equities are post, even though Foxon is ahead right now with a pair of queens.
Just stick around, make it cheap. If she just pins him on a diamond flush, what do you like here?
No, I mean, she definitely, I think, is going to respect the fact that he did 3-bet. He could obviously have top of range here in the form of the over pairs. But of course, there's going to be some 3-bet bluffs here that will likely just continue with a C-bet on the flop. And she's just going to make the call in position and decide on later streets. And if we're looking at stack to pot ratio, though, it's getting pretty close to 1.
Well, Coelho started this day second in chips. And at the end of this hand, unless something changes on the river, he is going to be short stacked.
Well, recognizing that, of course, Kristen will have some pretty good hands here on this texture. Of course, you know, some sets, some Jack-10 suited perhaps might have come along. So we're looking for the diamond, which bricks the river.
A big stack that was and a big stack that will be.
Check. Showdown.
Decides to give up here, and it's going to see that he got out-flopped in a big way.
Big, big pot for Team Foxon.
And don't look now, but Team Foxon, Kristen Foxon, with 16 players left in this main event, I believe is the chip leader.
That is amazing. Down to her last card with 5 big blinds. About this time yesterday, and she has climbed back, and she is on top of the heap with 16 moment as we have an all-in and call at the other table. Let's see if we can catch it up. Cards on their backs. And it is Otero at risk with ace-queen. Sagle with the call with 9-7 off in the big blind.
Otero down to 7 bigs. Sagle calling it off for about 15% of his stack. Nobody pairs up yet. Gut shot for Sagle. Gut shot for Otero.
Otero open shoved and Sagle called.
The gut shot would be no good
10 still
if
no good.
Sagle hits it, because it would give Otero Broadway.
I got a 5, yes.
And now an up and down straight draw for Sagle. Just the down part is the part that he wants to hit, a 5, to knock out Otero.
It's
9 and 7 are live also.
It's surprising that Sagle called the all-in pre. We'll see if it works out for him.
And the 7 comes down for Sagle, and that is the end of the main event for Guillermo Otero. And we've got some action over at our main featured table. Sirac on his feet. Is he involved? It is Moreau's all in with jacks and Bryant Kim with kings. 70 million in the middle. It is Moreau's, the shorter stack, at risk and behind.
And if this holds up, Bryant Kim will shoot into the chip lead. Big, big moment here. Moreau's running into the better hand.
Jack's at risk. No paint there.
And Moreau's looking for Daniel Wyman, the jack on the turn magic to keep his main event alive.
I think he hit it before earlier in this tournament, the jacks on the turn. And the turn card is another club, no clubs in play. Down to his last main event card.
One time. If the Lord is real.
For Moreau's, no jack in his main event is done. Jack on the river, and we will erupt.
It's a queen, and that's going to do it. We're going to lose the rail as we lose Yegor Moreau's. The Jack's doing him in against Brian Kim's Pocket Kings.
Call, 2 points.
I mean, it's got to be go time. You've got to raise from the chip leader, who you know is going to have a wider range. Then you got a flat out of the small blind, so very squeezable spot, especially for 10s off of 20 bigs.
Here they come.
Raise.
This is interesting because Sirac immediately asked for a count, even though, okay, I just wanted to make sure. I thought that it shows that Kim's hand is still in, but I don't see cards in front of him, so he must have folded. Because I was going to say, it is weird when you hear somebody who it's not his turn yet to act, ask for a count. It gives a little bit information.
Right.
But here, you know, just going to make the call.
Sirac looking for the knockout with the ace-queen off, and it is Jason James at risk with the pocket pair.
Who are you rooting for? Who are you rooting for?
And I don't call all-in flops, so...
No, I understand.
Where am I looking? There?
It's a rain check. It's a rain check.
Yep, you got it.
Jason James trying to stay alive here. Joe Sirac looking for the knockout.
Jason trying to do what Espen Jorstad did, win the tag team and then win the main event, but he's got to win this. And there's a queen and an ace in the flop, and C-Rock flying high. Now, James looking for a 10.
You can just get runners to Broadway. That will not do it.
Nope. C-Rock still ahead with aces up.
Should tank longer.
10. Good. Bring it all down for C-Rock and fall into the lap of Jason James. He needs it now. Can he get it? No, he cannot. Joe C-Rock building his stack at the expense of Jason James, who is our 14th place finisher in the main event.
Mora's there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
The deep thinker. That'll
The human rain delay.
Human rain delay.
Troublesome board for Foxon against C-Rock. Aces up again for Joe.
Yeah, C-Rock had raised under the gun. Foxon coming along in the big blind with a good hand. And now C-Rock aces up against just a pair of kings for Kristen.
C-Rock sizing up Foxon stack. Going to continue barreling. Going to be Queen X, 10X, hearts in there. You know, obviously some of the inferior pair holdings. Top pair, second pair, pair straight draws. This is the board texture that you will expect the under the gun opener to be pretty aggressive on.
That's pretty aggressive. A little longer blink for Kristen that time. Like, really?
She's got a pair and a straight draw. Blocks Queen 10.
Joe C-Rock looks unconcerned. What is she picking up?
Does she want to commit more chips in this spot?
Joe's been pretty solid, right?
I would think so. I mean, you know, he hasn't had the best seat today, right? He didn't have all those chips to begin with. He had Ostet to his left. She's going
She
all
says
in.
all in. And a call.
Oh
She's
my
not
goodness.
going to like getting called.
Oh my goodness, Foxon looking for a 10 and a 10 only.
Ace, king, queen, king, all in turn.
I have a good shot.
Big pot poker.
And as we've seen, Foxon does not like to watch the board from the table.
Come on, 10. I have a weird spot.
Christy.
Well, this is her biggest misstep of the last several days. And now she needs to be bailed out by a 4-outer.
She's been there before. She's been there 24 hours ago when she needed an ace. Now she needs a 10 on the finale and does not get it. Kristen Foxon eliminated from the main event.
You can't even imagine the heartbreak when she probably felt, I mean, not only just pressure that she might have put on herself, but from the community that was really rooting for another woman to make the final table of the main event. She decided that she wanted to take that spot. I mean, understandable for a lot of reasons. Right now, I hope that it doesn't sting too much and that she gets to take some time to think about this accomplishment amongst her other many accomplishments.
800. If you can just fade one bust out. And here is Mr. Mora, Gabriel, the Brazilian from Lagoa Santa. Says it's time to samba. From the big blind, 5-6 offsuits.
That's pretty loose.
I like that one from Sagle.
On your show. Say
That's with the pay jump too?
Yeah. I don't know if I call his hand.
And Mora hold.
Maybe you're right.
Close, but I think I go for another round.
Yeah, because he can have all the other rounds.
Delighted, of course, is Gabriel and his rail to be in such great shape. That shape continues, but note a dirty little gut shot.
There is a dirty little gut shot out there. He could then catch the 10 on the flip if it comes on the turn, but we're in great shape.
Oh, no.
Oh, my God. It comes in the 7.
Shape-shifting 7 of clubs as the 26.4 lists incredibly heavily toward Mr. Sagle. Bar a 10 on the end. The sensors had better have their finger on the trigger as perhaps some F-bombs will be present. The 5 isn't going to do it.
What a run for Mora. 12th place, 600,000.
By the way, all of this compassion is oiled by the 200K pay jump.
I'm the best part.
Well, in spite
Cards are on their backs.
of that, look at this collision between Griff and Frankie. Malcolm, ace queen.
You have over 30, right?
It came down as a min raise from Griff, the jam from Frankie, the snapper from the
Put a
button.
hand on the button.
Jordan, the covering stack, the dominating hand,
Queen, no queen.
and perhaps
King comes is nice little spot.
the sense that he's going to bring us a click closer to a final table with 11 remaining. 71.8 million chip pot. 984
So good.
isn't helpful to this ace queen. 10 jack runner possible. Lady luck, that which we seek with immediacy.
Or a king.
It's got the club working now. 2 outs for Frankie.
Yeah, 2 cards.
That queen of clubs comes off the board, and as we can see, the queen of diamonds is grayed out. That card already pitched. This is a pure 1-outer.
Griff said, "Don't do it to me. Not like this." It's a
the
dangerous
magic-
thing to say in this situation, but he does fade it. And a very good game to you, sir. What a run. What a come up for Griff, Ali.
Well, I don't need to explain just how much emotion bubbles beneath the surface for all parties that remain here at this point. Griff with the primal outburst.
10 left.
Call.
He's in. These multi-way spots are weird from the big. You'd like almost rather have 6-7 off than a Jack-10 or a 9-10. Not necessarily. Oh my! You would like to have the 7-8 against bottom
My
set
goodness.
and set as well. Oh my word!
The joint for Sirac. A gutter and second pair effective for Ustet with blocker properties and bottom set for Griff. Uh-oh. For Jordan, without question, this feels like such a dreamy spot. We don't expect the nuts to risk losing customers, so we remove that from Ustet's range, perhaps, and then the flat from Sirac could be all manner of
turn coming.
Things.
Clean for Sirac, obviously. Disastrous for Griff. For Ustet, he does double block the straight, but the overcall from Griff on the flop is so kind of alarming. And by the way, one must say, Sirac is pretty composed out there, just, you know? I know he has the stone nuts, but he's not just his body. He looks pretty calm.
We know why on this occasion.
What was the bet? 11 million. For Griff, likely we call. We're in the kind of call and pray zone, I suppose.
He agrees. And by the way, the call comes in with some pace. So Ustet can begin to sense that sevens are performing quite poorly for the time being.
Ustet may still wonder about a sticky aces or kings, but he is gone, and a nice choice it was. 43.7 in the middle.
Griff needs to find a pair on the board, and he's found quads.
Oh my.
And suddenly,
Griff is on a heater right now. Joe's trying to figure it out. 61 back left to play.
Could it be queens full?
It could definitely be queens full. It could be queens, nines, sixes, or fives easily as played.
And then the kings and aces that you mentioned, which is what Sirac is targeting.
He goes for 35, I believe.
It would be such a deeply unexpected spot in which
It's hard to even have the combos. He does do it, and Sirac doesn't like it.
God. Ouch.
He asks for a count, by the way. You saw the visceral reaction, and now a page out of Mora's book with the F-burger.
But I think he's, also lamenting the fact that Griff has us beat here. Almost always.
We can remove the aces and kings here because Griff would have no incentive to ask for the extra 26 million.
I'm not going to.
When he could just flat, and Griff shows him
You want to fold
quads.
to the flop, Rich?
I'm
At 8-7.
I'm not going to make you guys wait.
At 8-7.
Good fold, Joe.
8-7's never good on the river there. With the raise. That's just the cooler.
Yeah. What a hand. Or does he just call? Looks like he goes for the ladder.
Queen Jack suited, a pretty one, but Sirac has no desires.
Perhaps Ustet only goes for the call in this situation. Maybe not. These are interesting as well when a short stack goes all in. And we have some chips and people behind us.
But the thing is, Nick, the short stack didn't go all in. It did raise an amount that I would think to myself is a commitment. He's sort of put a ring on this ace-jack, has he not? And in that sense, the ace-king performs well against a whole array of kit.
You're absolutely right. And can Coelho find something? He's got the draw to the 10.
But might he also have the sense that a flat from Astet, as we see the follow-through check, interacts with that king-queen quite a bit?
I think he has those suspicions. Of course, 7s and 8s are possible, but no folding the draw to the nuts at this point.
Nicholas Snap asks for it.
There are times we have 10 outs. There are times we're in the lead, perhaps, ahead of ace-10 suited. This is also the biggest spot in the world, in the biggest tournament in the world. Take your time, of course. It does go in. Cards are on their back.
$27.4 million chip pot. And the first bout for a shorty to potentially bring us to the final table of this year's main. And the 36-year-old from Porto find the 10 he needs and fight on. Not so far. As we inch closer to our final 9. 3 actual outs of 4. 10 of clubs gone. Can Diogo find it? No.
What a run. Incredible run for Coelho, and just like that, Ali, the final table has been reached, my friend.
Not the 7-figure payout, however, for Coelho. $800,000 picked up, along with so many memories and so much experience.